Hi, welcome to Grassroots Analytics Insider. I'm Julia, and this week we're talking to Dylan, who's on our digital fundraising team at Grassroots Analytics. Hi, Dylan. Thanks for
Hi,
coming.
Julia.
Hi. Okay, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you got to GA?
Of course. Well, I'm Dylan. I'm a Deputy Digital Director on the digital team here at GA. I've been here for about 2.5 years, and I've been working on campaigns since I was in high school
Wow.
in some capacity. I started working on the finance side in 2019, 2020, and I've been working in some capacity of digital fundraising since about 2020, so 5 years now.
Gotcha.
I started after college as an entry-level strategist at a digital firm, worked my way up to like senior strategist, and then unfortunately I was laid off. So after a few months being unemployed, I found my way to the team at GA, and I've been here ever since.
Great. Wow. What a challenging and probably pretty rewarding at some points journey for you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's dig into your job on the digital team. What type of fundraising do you work on, and how does it kind of work in a broad sense?
Yes, so essentially we are just really sending out email and text fundraising solicits.
Gotcha.
We're experimenting a little bit currently with ads as well.
Ooh.
But the digital team at GA is kind of broken into two sides. We have our DigiLab, we call it, which is our full service digital clients. These are people that we run full digital programs for, email and texting, sometimes ads. We only have a handful of those, but we run those programs through and through. And I like to think we do a pretty good job at it. And then we have our peer-to-peer or list rental side of texting.
Sure.
Which kind of anyone in the democratic space, anyone with like a socially good cause, that kind of thing, can come to us and acquire some great donors for them.
Wow. Okay, great. So what is your role on the team?
Yeah, so I kind of do a couple things, but I'm a people manager. I currently manage 2 people.
Wow.
I oversee 2 full service digital clients at the moment. And then I kind of help with the text rental side whenever needed.
Okay, great. So let's dig into the email part of your job, which is
Yes.
what we're here to talk about today. So what is email fundraising?
Yeah, well, odds are most people have gotten some form of a fundraising email to one of their emails recently. But yeah, those are anything you see coming, asking for donations to campaigns. The most common ones you'll see are usually coming from like the DNC. When it's the presidential cycle, you'll see them from Kamala Harris or whoever the Democratic nominee is.
Right.
But email traditionally has been one of the like most effective channels of digital fundraising, and we're working to improve that.
Okay, great. So I can speak for myself here, but when some of these email solicitations come in, direct them right to the trash or like read them and don't donate. So what are the challenges that like people like me give to email fundraisers like you when people don't click and donate on these emails?
I mean, the challenge with email fundraising is it's always changing.
Gotcha.
Whether it's new deliverability challenges, like one of the biggest changes in the past couple of years was with iOS 15 and the Mail app on Apple. There's always changes, new rules to spam filters, new challenges to deliverability.
Right.
More recently, Google is changing their Postmaster service, which really is going to change how people evaluate their deliverability.
Right.
They're no longer going to be providing things like domain reps, which so many people rely on to land in people's inboxes. But yeah, there's simply a lot of challenges. They're always kind of changing. One might be resolved and a new one pops up.
Right.
And we're working to help people navigate it all.
Okay, gotcha. So can you talk about like what are the components to a successful email fundraising program?
Yeah, there's a lot of measures on that, but
I bet.
I think simply put, good deliverability, so the ability to land in someone's inbox,
Okay.
not landing in the spam folder.
Sure.
Your inbox placement is a big part of it. Obviously, how much money you are raising is important.
Yep.
Running an email program is pretty intense labor.
Yeah.
So if it's not raising a good amount of money, then it's kind of hard to justify it.
Sure.
And building a relationship with your donors. A lot of email programs make the mistake of just soliciting like fundraising asks and that sort of thing, and they don't really build a relationship with their lists and their audience.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just really building up that relationship so it feels like something more than just an ask for money.
Okay. Wow. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes when someone who is a potential donor gets an email into that inbox.
Yes.
Amazing. So what's the Click Collective?
Yeah, I think the most simple way of putting it is the Click Collective is kind of a smarter way to approach email fundraising. Like we've been talking about, email fundraising in general is just always changing and evolving.
Right.
Some people that work in digital fundraising kind of have this notion in their head that email fundraising is dead. We can confirm that it is not dead.
Very much alive.
And a lot of people are starting to like turn away from email fundraising or invest less time in it.
Right.
And we're actually seeing just like all across the board great returns on email. But more specifically with Click Collective, it's a completely free service. There is no cost to join it.
Wow.
And none of the perks of it cost anything. There's also no, requirement that you spend anything to be part of it.
Gotcha.
And those things it provides are really important in 2025. One of them being reactivation targets.
Okay.
We'll basically look through our members' email lists, and we will identify people on their list who, are active email donors and engagers elsewhere, but they've kind of fallen out of the active list for this specific client.
Oh, interesting.
That's one of the biggest perks, in my opinion. The next one being is list cleaning and data hygiene. Quarterly, we'll go into our members' CRMs and go through all of their emails. And again, emails kind of always change. Some emails just like go inactive or, new deliverability issues come up.
Right.
So we'll identify like emails you should be avoiding, not sending content to,
Right.
To maintain your strong deliverability and that sort of thing.
Wow. So all of that is free. You don't have to spend any money.
Completely free.
Okay, great.
Completely free.
Wow.
And the other perk is when you're a Click Collective member, you get a discount on all email acquisition if you choose to do it.
So the Click Collective is available for both campaign people running for office and nonprofit organizations. What unique features and kind of help for email fundraising does it offer for those different types of organizations?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is just smarter data. So many of the campaigns, the PACs, the nonprofits we work with have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of email addresses already in their CRMs. Some of these CRMs even charge you based on how many names you're storing. So essentially, I've seen clients with over 1 million emails in their platform.
Right.
And their active segments like 80,000 people. So they're paying to store those other 900 whatever thousand email addresses. So I think one of the benefits here really is we can help you identify who in that remainder is your top targets for reactivation.
Sure.
We can tell you like what kind of content they engage with, what messages resonate the most with them. We could help you again clean out those bad emails so you could cut that total CRM size down.
Right. Okay, so I think, a lot of times people ask of our team about the Click Collective, what does Grassroots actually get out of members in the Click Collective and like people joining on to this service?
Yeah, no, that's a common question, and I get it. We are a data company with the database. But what GA gets out of it is we're able to enhance the data that we already have. So what I mean by that is we could improve, like, we have actual engagement data on some of these emails. We can see that, like, they clicked an email in April, for example. just kind of their levels of engagement. And when we have like this kind of engagement data, that's also ensuring that like the data we're giving to you is of the highest quality possible.
Amazing. Okay, great. So it's really kind of a like Click Collective membership helps us improve our data, which is like beneficial to anyone buying emails.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so I know that nonprofits and campaigns can be pretty concerned with the sharing of data and things like data privacy and donor privacy. So what do you tell potential clients who are kind of concerned about that type of thing?
Yeah. Well, the first thing is the Click Collective pool is different from GA's like greater database.
Okay.
They are kept separately. The way I would normally explain it is if candidate X comes to us, joins the Click Collective, and you, Julia, are on their email list,
Sure.
it would basically be run against our database. If your email is already in our database, then we will like, take the click and engagement data.
Okay.
But if your email is not in our database, it stays that way. Campaigns and nonprofits' unique emails stay their unique emails and will not end up in our database. We're also more than willing to work on like special carve-out opportunities, especially with nonprofits.
Right.
Say some nonprofit comes to us and doesn't want like their high dollar donors in any way form associated with Click Collective.
Sure.
We can kind of tag it in their CRM and make sure that like those are suppressed and nothing happens with that.
Right.
So we're always kind of working with our clients to whatever makes them feel comfortable, whatever makes them feel secure, and yeah.
Yeah, and to give them access to the best email data around.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, so can you talk about what impact the Click Collective has in the wider ecosystem of email fundraising?
I would love to.
Okay.
Generally, GA's goal over the next couple of years especially is we are well aware that people are getting way too many fundraising emails.
Yeah.
If you've donated to a Democratic campaign, you are probably today getting emails from 5 or 10, if not more.
Sure.
So what GA envisions is actually just like hyper targeting, matching like the absolute best donors with the candidates they're most likely to align with and support. So our vision for all of this is actually just A, higher quality data, B, smaller audiences with better data,
Right.
and 3, getting to a world where campaigns can email less people and raise more money. And we're getting closer and closer every day.
Yeah.
In 2024, we worked with a high-profile House candidate who was like the highest raising frontline Democratic member.
Wow.
And on email, that was done with, in comparison, a pretty small list compared to anywhere else.
Wow.
While some were emailing hundreds of thousands of people, we were emailing tens of thousands of people and seeing crazy good returns.
Wow, great. So is it kind of true that the email fundraising methodology of the past was try to email as many people as possible in order to get the most money? But we're really proving that theory wrong.
That is kind of fair. And what kind of happens too is a lot of campaigns, PACs, nonprofits, like they wind up setting like monthly acquisition budgets and spending, in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars a month. Sometimes they go really well. They make their money back and all is good. But after some time, the names they acquire just fall off their list and they never hear from them again.
Right.
So what we're kind of trying to say too is you've probably acquired like some really great emails. You don't necessarily have to purchase all brand new ones.
Sure.
You just have to figure out the best way to reach your top targets that have fallen out of your active list.
Gotcha. So emails that you've already acquired that are already, you're paying for them to be in your CRM and you're just not getting in front of their piece. Yeah. Wow. What do you think a common misconception about the Click Collective is for potential clients that you're talking to?
I think, again, we've really drilled down that it's free.
Yeah.
Clients do understand that, but there's usually a belief that there's some form of an exception, or like you
Right.
have to like sign some contract to buy something
Or
down
there's
the
an
road.
asterisk. Yeah.
Yes, like you could join it, but to use these services you have to pay.
Right.
No, it is completely free.
It's free.
You can fully join the Click Collective and never pay a penny and still get a ton of really helpful data and support.
Right. And so what can you dig in a little bit more to the support angle? Like, do you get to talk to a grassroots staffer when you use this? What's the communication like?
Yeah, I'll often be on the threads. Some people from our data team
Gotcha.
will be on these threads as well. They're often the ones providing like the quarterly reactivations, list cleanings. But I think the other really unique thing about Click Collective is we're really willing to work with our members however they would like. For example, a lot of older PACs, nonprofits, that sort of thing, their lists are built around like a common theme. So, for example, like if you have a PAC that supports like LGBTQ candidates, their list is built with a lot of people that donate to LGBTQ candidates and
Right.
causes.
Right.
But over time, like as they run out of people to acquire, they start acquiring more broad, like just like democratic donors.
Yeah.
And then when they send like LGBTQ specific content, it won't resonate as well with their actives. So we're able to like also break people's audiences out by like what gets them motivated to donate, that
Right.
sort of thing. And we're really able to like help our clients target with whatever messaging they're using.
Wow, that's very cool. So does that have to do with like subject lines and like where people are clicking in emails and things like that, like activity based data?
Yeah, it's a combination of those things. Like, are they responding to a subject line that like
Sure.
mentions a candidate being gay, trans, or just LGBTQ issues in general?
Right.
If they're donating disproportionately to like LGBTQ related causes or candidates
Gotcha.
that identify as such, that sort of thing.
Cool. Why do you think innovation in fundraising generally or email fundraising specifically is important right now?
Yeah, I think it's so important because again, certain people are starting to turn their backs on email fundraising, or
Right.
they're just feeling like it's so much easier to send a text out,
Gotcha.
which, sometimes it is easier, but the reality is you're leaving money on the table,
Yeah.
and sending emails is often cheaper than it is to run like a massive broadcast texting program.
Right. Especially if you already have the emails and you don't have to acquire them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, on this podcast, we like to talk about the grassroots pillars, which really kind of guide us in our motivation to do this work. So do you think the way you work on the Click Collective and continue innovating email fundraising fits into one of those pillars?
I do. Specifically, our pillar about working at the local level,
Right.
all the way up to the federal, and having a big impact at every level.
Gotcha.
Obviously, we take our clients' privacy very seriously, so I can't sit here and tell you who's in the Click Collective.
Of
But
course.
what I can tell you is we have right now around 150 Click Collective members.
Yeah.
They range from the school board level to high-profile federal races.
Wow.
We have some what I would call like small or newer nonprofits, all the way up to some of the biggest nonprofits out there.
Yeah.
And we've seen incredible results, incredible returns, and real impact for all of them. This is truly a service that can have an impact on anyone who joins, and it's really what you make of it.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds amazing. So if someone is interested in the Click Collective team at Grassroots digging into their email fundraising, how do they get in touch?
Yes, of course. Well, always feel free to email me, Dylan at grassrootsanalytics.com, or else just get in touch with our general sales email address and they can connect you to one of us.
Yeah, they'd be happy to talk anytime. Well, Dylan, thank you so much for coming on. It was great to hear about your work here at Grassroots, and we can't wait to see what's next for the Click Collective.
Of course. Thank you for having me, Julia.